The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
Obviously as players we support any decision the manager makes. I think we've come here with a big squad. Everyone's fighting for their places, and it was a great opportunity. And I think the boys done well, and I think we have to support every decision. So.
Do you think there's a danger that you lost some momentum? For instance, if the A team had played and you'd won, you'd now be playing Japan instead of Colombia. Would that be an easier game for you?
No, I think it's, firstly we have to make it clear that the whole squad is the A team. We're all in this together. I think the boys played well. Like I said, the manager made a decision and we all back him. And, everyone's fighting for places, like I said. And I don't think we lost any momentum. We're all fighting, like I said, we're raring to go and we're looking forward to the next game now.
What kind of challenge do you think Colombia will be? How much do you know about it?
Yeah, we've been doing a lot since the last game. It's been important that we, react positively to the defeat. Obviously, we want to win every game, and that's our attitude going into it. And we know they're a dangerous side, but so are we. So we've been doing a lot of work, and we have to make sure we perform on the day.
Harry Kane versus Davinson Sanchez, two players you know very well, obviously.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to come out on top?
Well, obviously, I hope Harry. Davidson's a great player. He's a great guy as well, and I think it's hard not to support him. But as players, there's no friends when you're on the pitch. We're going out there to do our job, and hopefully Harry comes out on top.
Is it fair to say that you're in the easier half of the draw, or is that dangerous?
I think that's very dangerous. We have to approach every game like we're playing the best team in the world. There's some top sides. No international games easy, so for us, we're not focusing on the next games. We've got to get through Colombia. They're a dangerous side, and they've got a lot of great talent. So we have to be switched onto that and not look into the future, into the next games.
And with all sort of due respect to Tunisia, Panama, and the Belgian B team, do you think this is the real first big test for you in this tournament?
No, I think every game's different. Every opposition offers a different threat. You never know what's going to happen in a game. You have to be ready for any situation, and every game's been tough. No game's been easy. Even if you look at the Panama game, the result may make you think differently, but it was still a tough game. They're a good side, and they made it difficult for us. And for us, we just have to make sure we're ready for any situation, and we play as well as we can.
And penalties could be a factor for the first time. Obviously, England historically have a pretty poor record. What have you been doing to address that as a squad?
We've been taking some penalties after training and doing some looking into things, but obviously we don't want to give too much away. We're confident and we're looking to change things. So. And
will you take a penalty if you're asked? I think you took one for Spurs a couple of years ago against Man City, I think.
Southampton.
Southampton.
I think everyone wants to step up and help the team as much as we can. Whatever's right at the time. If I'm on the pitch and I want to take one, then I'll ask and try and take one. So.
Hi, Dele. Scott from ITV. This group of players isn't used to losing in an England shirt. Has there been any impact on morale after the defeat to Belgium?
No, we have to try and be as positive as we can. There are still a lot of positives to take from that game, and we're still learning as a team. Like I say, it was a tough game. They're a great team, and we have to take the positives and look into the next game now. We're through to the next round, and we've got to make sure we pick ourselves up and ready to go in the next game.
When Gareth announced the team against Belgium to all of you, what did he actually say? Did he explain his reasoning for so many changes?
I think it's more individual. Obviously, everyone wants to play in every game. And I think he spoke to players who come out of the side and explained to them why. But I think, the main thing for us is we want to win every game. Obviously, we're disappointed with the loss. We have to pick ourselves up again and go and be positive, like I said. But, we want to win every game, whoever we're against. So.
You say that everyone's still fighting for their places. It's pretty clear what Gareth's preferred team is now. Has that changed things?
What, the defeat?
No, has it changed the fact that it's quite clear what Gareth's preferred team is? Has that changed things within the camp?
No, I think, everyone, like I say, we've got 23 players out here and everyone's performing at high level in training, everyone's still fighting, and it's important that we keep doing that. Everyone's pushing for the place in the starting 11. We all want to help and play our part, and it could be, if you're not in the starting 11, you could come on and make the difference. So it's important that everyone's physically and mentally at the right level.
And what has Gareth said to you as a group after the loss the other night?
Yeah, just that we need to keep performing. We need to look into the next game now. It's important, obviously. There's not as many games as when you're in a Premier League season, and we know that we have to switch on and switch into the next game straight away, and we can't let it put us down or look too much into it. We have to work on the things that didn't go right and take it into the next game and make sure we're positive and perform as well as we can.
Hiya, Natalie Perks, BBC News. Firstly, are you fully fit?
Yeah. Obviously after the injury I was frustrated, but I've been doing a lot of work every day to make sure I'm back and I'm ready to go. So.
Obviously, you spoke about Sanchez a little bit earlier. You know him very well. We know he's an excellent footballer, but what are his weaknesses? What can you and the rest of the Spurs players talk about exploiting?
It's hard for me to say now, obviously.
Go on, try.
I think he's a great player. I don't think any player is perfect. We know things, we know how he plays, and he's got a lot of strengths, and we're going to look to try and do as well as we can to exploit his very few weaknesses. So.
Have you muted him from your WhatsApp group?
Yeah, we haven't had too much conversation since we've been here. Like I say, once you go on the pitch, it's hard to stay friends till the final whistle, but we all have a lot of respect for the other team. So.
England haven't won a knockout match since 2006. What has changed about the mindset of this team of young players? What's particularly different for fans to try and understand?
I think we have a clear way of how we want to play. We're very confident in the way we're playing, and every player here is brought into the philosophy and the way we want to play. And I think it's important that we stick to that. Whoever we come up against, we don't change our game for them. We play to our strengths. We know what they are. And we're enjoying ourselves as well. Everyone's enjoying being here, and I think that's important because it can affect your game if you're not happy. And I think every player here has been, in high spirits. Everyone's getting on well, so we're looking to go as far as we can.
Colombians are out in force in Moscow. They'll be at the match in their tens of thousands. It will feel like a home game for them. Will that be quite intimidating?
No, I don't think so. I think as players, we play in the Premier League. At the stadiums, home and away, and you have to learn to perform in both situations. The England fans have been amazing so far, so we know they'll be supporting us as well, and we just have to go out there, and once you go on the pitch, you sort of get into like a tunnel vision where you're just focusing on what's going on in the game anyway. So.
Dele, you've enjoyed that 6-1 victory England have, and 4 years ago you were involved in a 6-0 victory in a pre-season warm-up. Can you remember that?
No.
Dublin, St James's Gate?
Yeah, for Milton Keynes, yeah, I remember. In Ireland.
So can you remind everyone who you were playing for then, just 4 years ago?
Yeah, I was at Milton Keynes in the pre-season, like you said, and I remember it was watching in the hotel. They had a little bar, and we all went to watch the World Cup games in there. So.
And you scored twice in that 6-0 victory, and since then you've had a meteoric rise to the Premier League and now into this England team. But you weren't always sure that you'd have an England future, did you? You struggled to get that automatic selection at the under-17s when you were younger, under-14s, under-15s. What gave you the strength to believe you'd make it to the top?
I think it's just self-belief. I think, I've always been very confident in my skill, and, I work hard every day. And, I think you always have to stay hungry. No matter what happens in your career, you've got to want more. Every game, no matter how many you score or how well you play, you've got to want to score more and, perform better. And I think, like I said before, no one's perfect in any game. There's always things you can improve on and learn from. And, I've been very fortunate to have such great managers around me and, to help me and to put belief in myself as well into every game. And I think, when you're looking to improve every game and, you're hungry in every situation and nothing can stop you. So
4 years ago, watching in Ireland with your League One side, preparing for pre-season. What have you learned in that rapid 4 years? I mean, so much, but is it hard to think that was just 4 years ago for you?
Yeah, it has been very quick, but I've learned a lot. I've been in a lot of different situations in games, and on the pitch and off the pitch, you have to learn from. I think there's a lot of things I've had to improve on in my game, and I've been trying to do that as much as I can, and hopefully people can see that. But I'm still 22. I'm still trying to learn and improve. I'm not finished yet. I hope not, anyway. But like I said, I've just been trying to work hard and learn from all my mistakes.
You talk about all your mistakes. You've also had a great deal of success, but Mauricio Pochettino is very protective of you when you talk about those mistakes, not wanting to take away your personality. He's always had that saying, isn't he? It's just football. Don't overthink the bad days. How influential has he been, and what's the big bit of advice that he's given you that makes you come here and think, I'm going to be calm when they come and get me?
Yeah, no, I think it's like I said before, that self-belief. I know myself. I'll never change for anyone. There's a lot of things personally I'd like to improve on in my game, but me as a person and the way I am on a pitch, that will never change. That's just who I am. So, but obviously I'm here at the World Cup now, and it's helped me a lot on my journey, and to keep improving every day as a player. And Gareth Southgate as well. He's an amazing coach. He really speaks to you and helps you to understand things. So, like I said, I've been very lucky to have such great coaches around me.
And a role model in a rather feisty Steven Gerrard. You're not going to lose that edge, are you, that you really took from him?
Yeah, no, it's like I said, I don't feel that's something I need to change. So,
what was it about Steven Gerrard that captured your imagination, that you modelled yourself on?
I think it was, again, his passion for the game, how hard he worked on the pitch. You could see how much he hated losing, and when I was younger, I felt I was the same, and still now. When you lose a game, it's like the worst thing in the world for you. You feel like the world's over, but obviously, I think it's important that you have that. And just how hungry he was. He always scored amazing goals, and like I said, he loved playing football. So,
can you give us a bit of insight into that? We're trying to change perceptions, all of us, about footballers and what footballers are. How bad is it when you lose? Because some fans think you sometimes don't care. How filthy are you? What do you do after you lose? How bad is it?
It is very bad. But like I say, when you're playing in the Premier League and in tournaments like this, it's important that you don't get down on it too much. You have to learn from it, and I think when you're younger it's a lot different, but you learn that you have to make it right in the next game now. And it's very difficult. There's been many of times, when I was younger, growing up, and you go home and cry and things like that. But then as you get older, you have to learn that you have to bounce back from it, and a lot of the time it's in your hands. You have to perform well in the next game and make sure you go positive from there.
How do you recover now? Is it PlayStation? How do you get over it when you don't cry?
No, I think, like I say, you have to analyse your performance, study what went wrong, make sure it doesn't happen again. I think if you keep improving, like I said, every situation you can learn from and improve from it. So when it happens, you just have to try and bounce back and take the positives into the next game, and see what went wrong and change it.
You've got some great tricks and flicks, and you've revealed recently it wasn't jumpers for goalposts, it was bikes for goalposts. How have your skills developed from that? What kind of bike was it that you were having to manoeuvre around to get into the goal?
No, I think it was when you're younger, you just want to play football, and sometimes in the era I lived in, you didn't have the goalposts, whatever, so you make your own and use your imagination, and I think that's it's one of the beautiful things about football. And it's still the same now, Obviously, I'm very fortunate to be able to go to training grounds every day and work hard, and have such great facilities. But I'm still falling in love with football every day, and I still want to play. And I love playing it. So
you did come from quite tough, humble beginnings. So the people that don't know this story, who are tuning into England and getting excited about them, can you explain to them you don't need everything? You had a lot of help. There were times when you couldn't even play for a training session, weren't there?
Yeah, no, I think, like I say, everyone's upbringing is different. It shapes you into the person you are today, and I feel like it shaped me into the player I am today as well. When I was younger, I was playing with a lot of older kids in the parks and things like that, and it made me ready when I was in Milton Keynes when I got put into the first team and started training with the first team. I wasn't scared. I wanted to show myself and prove to everyone that I deserved to be there. And it's the same when I moved to Tottenham. I wanted to feel ready. I wanted to make sure when I went there it was at the right time, and I felt like it was, and that's when I made the move. So I think no matter what situation, and you have to be confident in yourself.
Okay, any further live questions? This microphone down here. Kerry, give me the mic.
Hello, Dele, from the Spanish news agency EFE. I would like to know, Colombia, James Rodriguez is quite injured. I would like to know, what do you think Colombia lose if James can't play in the game?
Yeah, obviously he's a fantastic player. He is a big threat for them, for us. He's a great player, and obviously we have to be ready for whoever plays. Like I said, we don't want to think too much about the other team. He holds the threat, and we're aware of that. But they've got a great squad as well. Like I say, so we have to be ready about not just the 11. That will be starting the whole 23 in the squad. So.
Hello, Dele. Rodrigo from Global Brazil. I would like you to explain a little bit more about the preparation you guys from England have been doing for the penalty kick-out, if you have to do some penalty.
Yeah, like I say, we've been doing a lot of practicing on the training field. Everyone's been practicing, not just the people that would want to take it. Everyone's been practicing in case we get into that situation, and obviously I don't want to give too much away, but it's been going well. We've been trying to make it as realistic as we can, and yeah, it's been good. So.
Last couple, just pass the mic to the back there.
Hi Dele, David Gurgis from SNTV. Just because this tournament's been a bit stop-start for you, you played the first game, obviously have missed the next two. I'm not saying that you need extra motivation for a World Cup, but do you reflect on the great performances you've had for England and for Tottenham last season, just as a kind of psychological boost that you can have the sort of influence in the Colombia game that people expect of you, really?
Yeah, I think, like I said, everyone here wants to be playing, and it's disappointing when you pick up an injury. But I've been working hard to make sure I get back fit, to try and help the team as much as I can. And, we don't know who Gareth's going to choose for the game, but everyone has to make sure they're ready. And it's difficult as a player when you're watching the team play well. You want to be a part of it. You want to be helping them. So, yeah, it's made me hungry. It's made me want to come back and do as well as I can. So I've been looking forward to it.
Okay, just last one here then.
Hi Dele, can you just talk a bit more about Davinson Sanchez and how he's changed or improved since he arrived at Ajax to one season in the Premier League, and how he's sort of adapted his game or changed a bit since he's been in England for a year?
To be honest, I didn't watch too much of him when he was at Ajax, but since he's come in, he's really impressed me. He's a great player. He's physical. He's strong. He's good on the ball. I think it's important that we don't get too caught up in what we know about the players. We have to focus on ourselves. We feel like we can beat anyone that comes in front of us, and we have to have that mentality. Davidson's a great player. There's no hiding that. But, like I say, we're going out there to win. So.
Okay, that's the end of the live section. From this point onwards,